After decades of bouncing between the Elder Scrolls and Fallout universes and thoroughly milking those franchises to withered husks, Bethesda has finally struck new ground in the realm of RPGs. But rather than sticking to their terrestrial roots, they've launched into the heavens to create the next most Bethesda-style Bethesda game in space, Starfield. Dive into the role of a hardy miner on another day venturing into the darkness to laser some goodies out of the ground. Soon, however, you'll break through into a winding cave where a strange metallic object is pressed into the rock. As soon as you pick it up, you're blasted into a cosmic acid trip through the galaxy until your next vision is someone waking you up to kick off your strange journey. Soon you'll wander through a door into the universe to get something almost vaguely resembling one of those classic dramatic Bethesda introductions. Then after briefly fighting for your life, you'll be randomly given a ship with a snarky robot and set loose to do whatever the hell you want. On your journey into this 100-star-filled universe, you'll take on a wide variety of tasks given to you by any person who you dare to make eye contact with to get locked into an intimate staring contest as they share their entire life story. You'll get missions that range from just getting someone coffee or finding an iPad they lost to ones that have you applying for a job, covertly deleting the other applicants, fetching a package in your illicitly obtained job, tracking down a ship, boarding it and fighting a dozen pirates, discovering a salacious secret, and then you're almost halfway through. Whether you spend your time with elaborate quest chains like this one, where I'm pretty sure you end up jerking off a tree, or simpler ones where you break half the mission just by persuading people with condescending statements, you'll always gain XP toward these 5 walls of unlockable skills. Here you can make the exciting choice between game-changing evolutions like using your high-flying boost pack or being able to hack the thousands of locked items in the game, or the incredible ability of accessing small discounts and finding slightly more rocks while mining. Of course, as with any Bethesda game, looting and hauling a metric ton of shit everywhere you go until your body collapses under the weight of 10,000 succulents is a cornerstone and the foundation of fun. You'll spend countless hours perusing every horizontal surface and hidden away locker to sort between garbage and slightly less garbage materials you can pack your ship with to the brim so you can use tiny fractions of it in the elaborate crafting and upgrade system. Now you can finally add a devastating slight accuracy bonus to each of the 20 guns that you haul around to make sure you can use the thousands of ammunitions you've collected. But your ship isn't just a storage depot for your excessive assortment of crafting materials, it's also your golden key to unlock the magic of loading screens. You'll be able to observe in awe as your ship swoops from the left to the right side of the screen, or even from the foreground to the background, all across the beauty of this grand galactic neighborhood. If you get tired of seeing that ship on the loading screen though, you can always head into the ship builder and customize your space house with a system that lets you make any crazy design you want on the outside while ensuring the inside never deviates from the enticing mystery of maze-like corridors, ladders, and unexpected dead ends. It even helps you maintain the enigma by never telling you what any of these ship hab interiors actually contain. And if you truly have the construction crabs and want to scratch that itch a bit more, you can plop down an outpost on one of these nearly distinguishable rocky surfaces and build a monument to wasted time with a mining venture for a limitless supply of raw materials you probably won't use. But the real fun of Starfield is the millions of missions that will take you between planets and space stations, solving all of the problems of the universe while following NPCs that deliver that classic challenge of walking faster than you walk but slower than you run. Just don't forget your main goal to join Constellation on their exciting quest to ultimately kind of decipher the mystery of those acid-dripping artifacts. You'll even get to unlock dozens of almost useful Starborn powers from these temples of floating rocks that no one has ever noticed, and bask in the consistency of Bethesda only making one pointless puzzle for the task. Starfield, giving you a brand new space background for that tried and true Bethesda experience. I have to say I had a hard time putting on the brakes and saying, okay, it's time for the end for this playthrough. Despite easily cruising into 85 hours, there are still at least a couple of noteworthy quest lines I haven't finished. However, Starfield starts to wear a bit thin by this point. The game has to accommodate for a player potentially seeing almost any of these quest chains at any point in their playthrough, so they all have very gentle and sometimes painfully slow introductions. That's a quality that has persisted through Elder Scrolls and Fallout, along with a game engine that, even with improvements, feels incredibly dated. It's strange having items in the world and backgrounds in the environment looking spectacular and then people that look like animatronics with plastic faces, which you'll still be staring at awkwardly from 2 feet away quite often. Yet when you spend this long with anything, you're going to find all of its issues, especially the bugs, and they're going to get repetitive. But you don't get to that point without there being parts that capture your imagination and keep you invested. While the main story never quite feels fully explored, numerous other quest chains are rich with interesting characters, plot points, and environments. This is also probably the first Bethesda game where combat feels responsive and somewhat tactical, even with AI characters that are still subpar at best. And though I felt the skills would have been more interesting if you unlocked them through your actions, the variety made me focus far more on specializing a character than once again being the master of all trades. Many of my issues with the menu and some of the visuals have been worked out with mods, even before the mod kit has been released, so much like Skyrim, this game is only going to get better with time. Starfield is probably not the space sim most people were imagining, and it doesn't quite stack up against many of the incredible games from this year, but few games can stay this interesting with this many quirks for this long. So that's why it's getting the abbreviated score of good. If you'd like to see more hot takes, warm satire, and tepid commentary about video games, make sure to like this video and check out more abbreviated reviews.